Good evening and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Depending on where you're watching from, I'm JR, your host, and this is Foreigners. From departure to discovery, and what's next? This is not episode 6, this is episode 5.5. It's a curveball. You guys can see I'm all in theme, and everything is kind of a curveball this last month. Wait a minute. I need to write something down before I forget about it. But it is also kind of 4.1. It is what it is. That is my kind of style a little bit more. So we're gonna get to both of those in a second. I just want to say on our previous episode all about the good times, which we will definitely have multiple of those, maybe 2 a year. So I want you guys to jump onto the comments. I want you guys to reach out. So when I have 10 of those, I'll make a specific episode about you and me and our good times. As I said, it's impossible for me to crunch down all my good times in my life with all the amazing people I've met in 1 hour. But if you guys can give me some time and some comments, I can definitely create something nice. But let's continue. With this, it's a curveball, and it is what it is situation. We're gonna start off with 4.1. It is what it is, but also slash curveball when it comes to me and where this comes from. So just bear with me on this and see if you guys understand with am I just crazy or does this make sense to you? Now, the guy that was going to shoot my episode 6, right? The contractors, they messed up on his roof, and then that one night we had this huge storm, and they had electrical problems and shut the power down, and the equipment didn't charge the night off. And he let me know the next day, and like that, it is what it is. I mean, I know him personally. He's a very good guy. The things he's done, he's an amazing producer. You guys can definitely go check him out on my social. I'll also have a post very soon of him, because he's still shooting episode 9 or episode 10 as far as I know. So you guys, please stay in tune with that. So no hard feelings, it is what it is. Now, where I messed up on episode 6 was kind of it is what it is, with the rain also keeping me from making any footage worth my time, your time, because this is what I wanted. And we're not better than my property. You guys, this place is so beautiful. And I hope all the South Africans that know me out there farming knows, guys, come take a break and come visit me for like 3-4 days. Come sit down with me on the couch. Let's do a podcast. Tell me your story, where you started, from departure to discovery, and what's next. Is there business plans? Can I give you a kepi when you get to South Africa, and then you just wear the kepi and take some photos? Because we're busy with that. We're busy with some ideas to start getting the word out there, stickers and shit, but we're getting there, you know? It's part of the curveball. Being here and not being able to be there for a while is a curveball, with my passport not being in my hands. And sorry, I went off a tangent, but yeah. So it is what it is. Towards myself, I ran up and down a Saturday to get the right cables to use these mics for the duo, right? And I should have been prepared having the right cables. I finally found the right cables, came home, needed one more cable, wanted to kick myself in the face. Realizing, Frokie tells me, oh, we do have that cable. Sorry, my groin is not Ayoba. I'm going back to rugby and yeah, body feels a bit old. I haven't played in 8 years. But there's other things also in the rugby department that's going on, but I don't want to speak ahead of time. I just want to see if it first works out. But you guys please stay tuned. So with that, I should have been more prepared with the cables. So I get this cable, put it in, that's what she said, and then the cable's faulty. So we couldn't do the recording. So plan A didn't work, plan B didn't work, plan C was kind of just like, okay, let's step back, let's evaluate, let's restructure, and then let's go. And here we are. This was the plan. Me and Frokie coming to the property a little bit for a weekend, checking out how it looks. Wait, I don't think that is the right term of speaking, but we are getting there. I'm still learning. But it's a curveball. So the next weekend, I decide, okay, I'm going to do 5.5. It's a curveball. So here I am with this mic, this phone, this cables, and there it starts raining. Cat and dogs, honde en katte, jakkalstrou met wolse vrou, coyote marries wolf's wife. It's a say word in South Africa, like catchphrase. But there the equipment gets wet, the camera, I even got the camera out to take photos, everything, the works. The rain busted me and I was like, some of my wires stopped working, and then I was just kind of a little bit depressed. But along came Frokie and she got us this beautiful little microphone set, Bluetooth set that has a self-charging boxy. I would have loved to do marketing for them, but I wasn't sure if I'm allowed to. But if someone does know what set that is, I don't want to mention it. Let them reach out to me. I'd love to do some marketing for someone. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I think episode 6 might work out, but if episode 6 might work out, I might just say, hey, fuck, this episode is 6 about the future, and tell you guys all the plans that I'm working on. And none of these plans could come to fruition. There can be too many curveballs. Life can just turn out it is what it is. You know? It's so. Now, you guys know that we are the only mammal. We are the only mammal on this planet Earth that lives by choice. We actually have a choice to get up and do something productive, or decide to lay down and lounge the whole day. I decide to eat or I decide not to eat. But when I am really hungry, I will eventually eat. Out here, these animals that are also mammals, they don't live by choice. They live by instinct, by survival. Because if they don't stand up and go eat, they don't have enough energy to defend themselves. Now, yeah, it's kind of in a human situation the same thing, but we also choose to be assholes. We choose to be backstabbers. We choose to be good people. We choose to be funny people. We choose to be loving. We choose to be all these emotions. Everybody's not perfect. Hell, fuck, I am not perfect. I have a lot of those emotions still not intact, but I'm working on them. But this is where it is what it is also comes into my life, and where I learned the phrase, it's a curveball. Now, a long time ago, I used to work for South Africans here in America, and came there, awesome people, like genuinely awesome people, each an individual, very amazing people. But in the workspace, I just realized certain things that I wouldn't want to be associated with, but also the amount of curveballs that came my way that eventually cost me $400, and no one really gave a shit, and it was just a curveball, bothered me a lot. That I would never do that to someone. If I cost someone a good time or money, I think I would like to make it right in some way at least. But nevertheless, besides that, there were also other certain behaviors. I have been through a certain lifestyle. I've worn the t-shirt. I've witnessed few things in my life, unfortunately, and there's certain behaviors that kind of just a trigger. I might be wrong. I might completely be wrong. But then there was certain things that I really just saw, and I was like, oh, okay, no, this is not for me. You know, I just didn't understand the dynamic. If you have a pyramid scheme, you have the bosses, you have the foreman, and you have the workers. How do you justify the curveball day was caused by the person and not by what was around, not by nature, not because as in HVAC you work inside, so nothing really about the rain is gonna stop you from working. But if the day just goes absolutely shit after there was planned in the morning, this was a better plan, we should have just gone with this plan, regardless to who came up with this plan, then why call it a curveball, but just besides bad management? That's just my opinion. I might be wrong, and that's okay. But there was just a lot of things. There was a lot of things that I wasn't happy with. And no hard feelings, as I said. Very nice people in the individual selves. But if there's a friendship between the boss and the foreman, like there is, like it's not like they hide it. So I don't feel a problem by saying it, I guess. Boat trips and drinking together till late nights and staying away from, not, I wouldn't say staying away from, no, maybe not say that. I don't know if that is. But just very personal, very, very buddy. And when I went to the boss on a meeting to try to talk to him about management problems, I was just shot down. I had to be patient. Soon enough, fine, I get the ladder, but I didn't want to jump the ladder. I just wanted someone else to hold my ladder while I can climb through this business. Because the guy that was the other South African that was with me, he was just think he's overpacked with work and some personal things and responsibilities that to run the crew was better off for him, because he got new responsibilities in a different field. While there was a guy that was longer than him there was an American kid, smart motherfucking kid. Like, I forget he was 23 years old. I completely forgot every day talking to this kid that he's 23 years old. He had his head on his shoulder stood. He didn't have personal problems. He had responsibilities, but not that big responsibilities of getting. He was already very computer literate and all that stuff. I'm not saying the other guy wasn't. All I say is the other guy was too packed with work, personal things, while this kid wasn't. He was focused on becoming great, and he still is. He still is. But that curveballing, I couldn't take, especially if I don't believe in it. I think if you have a curveball, that means you have a pitcher. If that pitcher does not throw that ball a curveball, and it's a straight ball or a slow ball, you do stand a chance of actually knocking it out of the park. Now, if it happens to be a curveball once in a while, sure. But not every day. Not costing the company money. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there was a few days where the curveball was so bad where I did nothing. And I felt bad about it. But, I mean, let bygones be bygones is another conversation we can also go into, with where verbal agreements was made from the start. And no, I'm not going to go into that, but one thing I can say is that in the interview I did put my foot down towards things I was not happy with, and this is something I will never mention ever again, but that was my line was drawn from the day I walked in there. And it was not respected at all. That was also one reason why I left, because I would give you 150%. If I drop a little bit on that day, it's least you get is still 100%. Like, my quality of work is up there. I don't see how can someone show me a lower standard quality if I'm like, but this can be done better. Just because there's too much on his plate, there's too much responsibilities. But that's where I learned it's a curveball. And I left. I gave in my 2-week notice, and the next day, we don't really have work for you anymore. You can go today. And got finally my paycheck. I did, and left there with my paycheck. That Friday I brought them the uniforms, and it was not bad. vibe, I guess, but there was definitely a vibe. I was almost not greeted by the foreman. It was bad. Like I didn't think that I did it properly. I sat them both down in the morning, and that was the chain of command. I go through the foremans. The foremans go to the boss. But so we learn. My timing was probably just shitty. Really shitty. But yeah, I really liked working with them. The first month when I didn't really realize what was happening in the things I saw. But hey, it's a curveball. Now I'm back in construction. And we're rocking it. Rocking it. Rock out with your cock out. Caca! Caca! Oh, the internet's so bad here. I wish I had one of those boosters. So now I have a question. Is this a is what it is situation or a curveball? Now let's say my phone was dead and I wanted to do research now and I said, oh sorry, my phone's dead. What is that? Is that a is what it is or a curveball? Because I should have had my equipment charged. Just like the cable I didn't check. I get it. That's a curveball. Yeah, I'm just admiring this, guys. And while I'm in such admiration, on today's 5-minute music marathon is Marsha Moon. I'm gonna get to Marsha in a minute. But I want you guys to listen to this song, Soul. And if you go on her YouTube, in front of most of her songs, she has a little story before it, telling you her departure, kind of like a departure to discovering what's next. That's why I love her YouTube so much. Before every song, there's like a why and meaning. And if you can relate, if you do relate, give her a follow. But let me give you guys to her, and then I'll say what I need to say after this. Some fire and the magic of the stage just took me higher and higher, and you showed me the fountain of energy. And the dark fell upon me like a big black veil. I was upside down in the underground. I was upside down in the underground. Upside down in the underground. Even when I was upside down, I could still sense you. You were a different color, but I sensed you. And you're not from this dimension. You're not from this earth. I got so many questions. I've been listening to you since the day of my birth. And I got so many other voices that I need to mute. There's only one voice of gold. It's my soul I compute. And even if I have a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, a lover, or other, I'm never alone. I'm never on my own. I'm never alone. I'm never on my own. I'm never alone, 'cause I've got a soul in me. I've got a soul in me. Something like that. Cool guys, thanks so much, and I'll see you next week. Hey guys. Hey, then we go to the next one, which is Diana, Marsha Moon, and yet again, lovely story, reason why, where it comes from, and where the song can go. But if you guys do have a soul, jump in there on YouTube, link down below. Now, I met Marsha through Roxanne. Now, on my previous episode, all about the good times, when I was in a car wreck and I was booked off for 4 months, I went to go stay in a backpackers, and Roxanne was there, and she used to take me to this lovely place called Plunkies. And one night I sat there and I'm hurting and I have pain medication in. And of course, at that time of my life, I just lost my wheels. My best buddy got a job at a different place, so he's leaving the farm. And a month and a half before that, me and my ex broke up. So everything kind of fell apart at that time. So of course I had a drink. So I had my use, 1, maybe 2. But I was on medication, so I was a bit responsible, but I guess drinking and taking medication is not responsible. So don't fucking do it. Don't do what I did, because I was stupid and reckless. And I think that's also how Heath Ledger died. So Roxanne introduced me to these wonderful people. And one night I sat there and there's this music that's playing, but my head keeps on doing this, even though I'm a little bit in hurting. My foot keep on doing this. And I look over and there's Marsha. Blonde hair, just rocking it. I eventually met her, just saying how I appreciate her music. And every time I go to Betty's Bay, I run into Marsha. And I consider her a good friend. I like to say that. I mean, we don't know each other like good friends. Like I know Sean or Ray or Harley or Butter or US and those kind of people. But every time we are, I feel connected, and she really brings that energy. I want to say. No, I can't say that. I don't know if I should. No, never mind. Never mind. But so, guys, just a few little side notes on where we stand on certain things. Now, there you have it. This episode was a complete curveball / it is what it is situation. And if you disagree, please leave a comment down below. But if you do agree, leave some kind of emoji. I'm curious to know that 2 curveballs, 3 curveballs, but here we still are. There was bad management involved. That's why episode is here. A total curveball. But the rain, it's not something you can really work around on. If it rains, it rains. I can do a podcast inside, but how boring would that be? This is what I do. But as you guys can also see, it's getting late. Sun's about to go down. Nature. See, Mother Nature. It's just this. It is what it is. It's time for me to say goodbye. And you're probably tired of listening to some of my shit, Because people kind of just test your values and you need to decide whether you are going to stay in that situation or get out of it. No harm, no foul. It's just something that's not for you. Rather choose your peace over chaos. And any chaos, especially when it comes to that can bite you in the ass at the end of the day, which it did with me. Curveball after curveball. Eventually you're going to get hit by that ball, and I know dummy, Episode 6 though is still on its way. Regardless, I will let you guys know what happens probably tomorrow morning. If the duo is happening with my wife. If not, you guys will have a big surprise on episode 6. I still don't know what it's gonna be, which is nice because I have a few ideas. But please stay tuned for episode 7 and 8, because all your Americans, I am going to show you a world of Africa that you've never seen before. Things to do, places to see. And I think you're gonna love it. I really think you're gonna love it. Guys, please remember to check on Marika Firefly African Safaris. And here's a nice advert for you guys with the code 4RNLS25. I say that again. The number 4RNLS25. Check this out. And yeah, remember, guys, I'm JR, your host. This is Foreignless from Departure to Discovery, episode 5.5. It's a curveball. So watch out for those curveballs out there. And remember to choose your peace over any chaos. If you don't feel you belong there, get out of it. I got out of it. A lot of other people got out of it. So can you. Get people around you that is better for you. And it doesn't make any of those people bad. And I'm not saying this to badmouth anyone. It is physically, you get a bunch of good people, but only certain people click. And that's okay. In a workspace, it needs to be crucial. Me, I found myself into a nice construction crew. A little bit dysfunctional, but amazing, amazing people. I have good things to say about that, and that's it. I love my crew that I work with. We work in 91 degrees days where the humidity does does 109-ish on the scale, but this is it's not. Then I guess the whole curveball thing wasn't too bad, was it? More like a is what it is situation for me, but let bygones be bygones. Let's just call it to that. Guys, this is Foreigners, and I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. And remember to leave comments down below in this episode for multiple things then. Because I really want to do an episode where all about the good times and it is what it is. If I can get 5, is what it is, I'll make a new episode. Or let's make it 10 on both. Split it. Let's see. Please stay tuned, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, donkey, bye.
Kaka! 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 Ja, vrou! Ek is lief vir jou! Are you coming down? My neighbor must probably think these people are fucking nuts. I'm about to wrap up!
Anyway. Guys, thank you for watching. And just a little note. Not everything I say, take it too seriously. This is just my journey. And this is all what it's about. From departure to discovery and what's next. I said earlier something about episode 6. If the duo doesn't work out, it might just be all about the future. What I have planned, what I've installed, but none of it could work out. All of it might go to shit. It is what it is. Or it's through a curveball where I am bad managing my future, or it's out of my control. Like there's a certain job I wanted really bad. I wasn't chosen. It is what it is. So guys, just keep on working to that peace zone. I'm not saying get into a comfy zone. Because when you are out of your comfort, you flourish. I know I do. But peace, peaceful, and comfort is not the same. Work hard towards that, and I can guarantee you, you might just find yourself actually happy once. Because we really need more of that. Thank you guys for listening to me. Until next episode, I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, dankie, bye.